Hey everybody in subscriber land, 324 Thursday radio show tomorrow if you can catch it. Okay, actually number one point today is going to be this Brussels terror little incident that happened. I don't want to bring up too much of the Illuminati codes and all this stuff. It was on 322 Skull and Bones number. It was the fifth of 5 blood moons that have occurred over the last year and a half. Thought that was interesting. But the biggest thing that, aside from that, the biggest thing that I'm being told right now is that the terror attacks from here forward are going to be used as a cover for the Illuminati to blame the stock markets falling apart, bond markets falling apart, economies in general falling apart, consumer sentiment at all-time lows. They're going to patch over everything, or they're going to try to patch over everything with the excuse of, oh, it's the terrorist. Oh, it's a terrorist attack. Oh, another attack in London, another attack in Paris, another attack in Frankfurt, another attack in Milan, etc., 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 etc. That's what I'm hearing, is that they're going to continue and they're going to be used as a crutch, okay, to cover everything up. But what the Illuminati don't understand is that people's minds right now are not accepting this terrorist theme, because it's been overdone already. I mean, you talk to anybody today, do you ever go out to a restaurant or a pub or a bar or hang out with your friends and people are talking about terrorism? Does anybody talk about that at all anywhere? I never hear it. I never hear it anywhere. I mean, I hear sports, I hear Hillary Clinton, I hear, Donald Trump, I hear, oh, what's going on with the economy? Things of that nature, stock market I hear. I never hear anybody talk about terrorism at all. Nothing. Because it's a dead horse. The Illuminati have played that card so many times, and people are so desensitized to it that they're bored of it. Okay? I don't know if you guys understand that, but that's how I feel about it. So as they go forward and use this card, A, nobody's going to be listening to them, and B, people are going to start to ask some real questions about terrorism in general, and I wouldn't be surprised if more whistleblowers come forward and say, I was one of the guys that planned the Boston bombing. In reality, I worked for the CIA, I worked for Papa Bush, I worked for this Nazi faction or that Nazi faction, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was very, how can I say, successful with the attention of the public at large. I think it's going to be very successful because I think people are going to be ready to accept that. So that card's not going to work for them, but they are going to try and use it from what I understand. So that's the biggest thing about that. Get ready for more terrorist attacks. Just be aware that they're going to be on the news. See, this is another thing with the terrorist attacks. A lot of them aren't even real, which means a lot of the people are crisis actors, and they don't even die. They look like they die, and they're carted away in ambulances, and they're given, fake passports, and they're put on some island out in the Caymans or the Bahamas to live out the rest of their lives, or to lay low for a couple years before they have to come back and be another crisis actor in another event. But a lot of these people don't die. So, and I think people psychically, subconsciously, intuitively sort of pick that up. And I think that's one of the reasons why that theme at parties and social events, terrorism, I'm thinking, is just not popular. People just don't talk about it. People don't give a fucking rat's ass about it. They just don't care. And I think part of that has to do with their subconscious, their intuition's picking up on the plasticity of the crisis actor factor. Okay? All right. Another thing that I want to say is that the people on the internet are always talking about disaster, collapse, United States economic demise, United States economic crash. They use words that are shocking. They use words that are meant to be shocking, and they use words that are over dramatize what the situation is. And let's just slow down here for a minute because I want to point this out. It's very important right now to understand and be able to interpret words correctly. When I hear someone say disaster, when I hear somebody say crash, when I hear someone say economic demise, and I don't mean just one time. I've used the word crash, I've used demise, I've used some of these words, but over and over and over and over. Sometimes on YouTube you go to channels and that's all they talk about. I mean, that's all they've been talking about for the last 7 years. It's a broken record. Those are the people I'm referring to. What I look at when they say disaster, crash, collapse, failure, nightmare, derivatives, catastrophe. What I look at, how I interpret it in all of those words, I put in a phrase, rapid change. Because what they're really saying is, any disaster, any cataclysm, what is it? It's rapid change. It's extremely rapid change. Lightning quick, rapid change. That's all it is. Think about it for a minute. So what I'm saying is that if you guys ever hear people talking in those terms, just replace their negative word with the word rapid change. And it helps you to understand the topic more. Helps you not to be scared of it. Helps you not to be perturbed by it. It helps you to take it in, internalize it, digest it, and comprehend it. Disaster equals rapid change. Collapse equals rapid change. Isn't rapid change a much better term to help you understand what's happening? I think so. I really do. Because you have to understand, the end of one thing is always the beginning of something else. Okay? So remember those words. I'm going to get back on more of these videos. Radio show tomorrow if you guys can catch it. That's the word for today. Peace.